whistle, or it's saying good connection. So I'm gonna go live. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Southwest NASCAR Series live stream. We are gonna be going racing. And now it's telling me that my bitrate is lower than it should be. Except that it's not.
Yeah, no clue why it's doing that.
Yeah, I don't know either. The audio streams. It's audio. It should be all fine. I don't know how many people are watching because simply because the chat is being shown as currently unavailable.
King Kyle is commenting, so it has to be working.
I mean, I can't see chat, so
I can see it just fine on the stream.
so let's hop into race number 4 from the Dover International Speedway. It's the Gander RV 400 for today's race. Let's see if Greninja Talonflame can follow up his dominant performance from the Canadian Tire Motorsport Park, or if we'll get a new winner this week. Gonna run the practice session just long enough to see how things are looking. The 19 hops in here. 15 of Emily Winters rolling off under the practice session, and I think. Were you gonna say something?
Yeah, I think that the 19 of I think the 19 should be very strong here at Dover. He's had a tough car for the past couple of races. He showed a lot of strength at Canadian Tire.
Canadian Tire kind of ended in a way that he didn't really want it to end, but like, it's you on those types of weekends, you just pack up and regroup, get ready for next week, and things are seeming to be a little bit. It's pausing every now and again, but I good to go for the race. So I'm gonna hop forward to the Gander RV
Drivers,
400.
to your cars.
And so it will go through the field and then your command. So behind Matt Wynn in that poor performance Mustang, behind them the Apple 44 Toyota Camry of Reaper of Hope, and then it's the 25 of Robot Spider in the Starcom Chevrolet. Emily Winters piloting the number 15 Monster Energy car. Camaro rolls off in 6th. B&P_10 in that number 8 Geico Toyota Camry rolls off 6th. In 7th is the one of Max Weissner in the Bud Heavy Camaro. And to his outside, running for the third time in a row, for the third week in a row, I believe, the number 54 Caltrans Dodge Coaster Enthusiast. In that beautiful rainbow 6 car is none other than builder Plamaco, who is outside in P number 12 is, or no, P10 is the 2 of Matt Vanswicki. Then 13th, rolling off 13th, 78, last week's winner, the Mountain Dew Baja Blast Chevy Camaro. Next to him, running that E2 car, is the number 4 of Muse Better, the Daytona 500 winner. Then the 77 of Flashy McFlashy, the 14 is the 7 of Carlos Tavares. The 15 belongs to the 11 of Ben Pierce. Then George Guerriere in that number 24 Liberty University Chevy Camaro. The 17 belongs to the 39 Home Depot Chevy Camaro of Ad. And then Ben Navarro, driving for Light Yagami in the number 10 Napa Auto Parts Toyota Camry. In P19 is the 14 of Ryan Boyer in the Rush Trucks. 21st in the John Deere Ford Mustang. And then the 42 of Brandon Del Pino in the Credit One Chevy Camaro. Payson Avery rolls off in 23rd in the number 5 Maine Fire Department Ford Mustang. And Winter Wolf pilots the Mountain Dew 88 starting in 24. 25th belongs to the 27 of Garrett Shima, and 26th belongs actually to the car bearing the same number. That's Matthew Nile. Then it's Chris Ganavan pulling off 7th in that Valvoline car. James Youngerman in the Aflac car, the 99 Aflac Mustang, rolling off 28th. 29th goes to the 3 of Brian Anders, and last, rolling off 30th, running out your field today, is Sam Blaney in that beautiful 22 Duracell car.
Sexy.
And now that we've gone through the entirety of the field, it's time for the command. Let's go trackside.
Drivers, start your engines.
Engines firing up. It's a 1-mile speedway here in Dover, Delaware. And as we've known it before, as we've known prior to this race, and as you can see by the wall there in turn number 1, this is the Monster Mile. So who do you think survives the Monster Mile and wins today?
In my opinion, I think it's going to be the 4 of Muse Better, and he won the Daytona 500. There's no doubt he's going to take Dover, and I think he's been doing really well lately. And the 26 has been having the worst luck. He deserves a bit of a top 5 today. Let's see if we can pull that off.
Let's definitely see if Matthew Nile can get that W. But right now, the field going to be in the hands of the 19 of Sharon Kyle, your pole sitter. He's looking to have a bounce-back weekend after getting together with the 99 and the 24 last week in what turned out to be a significant wreck that took him out of contention, officially slated as out of field. First incident of the night. So first caution flag of the day. Let's see what they do. It's wise. Everybody's staying out, but let's take a look at this incident.
Yeah, very tough luck for Garrett Shima. He did not start very well. It didn't look like he was going to be a contender in this race anyway. But it's really tough for Garrett, and even with rear end damage, I hope he can bounce back from this.
They were 3 wide down the back straightaway. It doesn't look like the 24 gives much room to the 4. Coming up the racetrack, he'll drop to a 10th speed here. Just looks like the 4 running his line ends up in the outside wall, and the 24 comes up into the number 4, and there's nothing that Carlos Tavares, Ben Pierce, Muse Better, and at this point the 24 could do. And then this 7, I think, is going to end up coming into the 10 of Ben Navarro, who just can't quite squeak by. Ad's somehow going to get through this wreck, and several of these guys at the back doing great jobs to save these race cars. And there you see up at the front, the 4 is actually going to come back up the racetrack, and at the 10, he had nowhere to go. And then it seems like the rest of the field manages to get by, and the 27 ended up getting tagged later on by the 24, and that's how the 99 gets involved in this. But the 9 and the 22 get through. The 18 looks like minimal contact with the 10, but how about we go on board with that 39 avoiding this wreck?
And looking at the replay, beautiful driving by the 39. He managed to get through that. I don't know how he managed to maneuver through that. Beautiful driving by 39. The 42 of Brandon Del Pino, also beautiful driving by that show.
He managed, 39 actually manages to go straight through. They wrecked it, as you can see, they wrecked to his inside. And so he ends up running high, manages to get past the 7 and then drop low to get through the 4. What a significant piece of driving to keep that car one piece. Let's ride on board with the 27 to see how he fared through that. Gotta find him, there he is. Gonna ride on board with the 27 through this wreck. They headed down the back stretch. Field wrecks in front of that really is the back across the racetrack. Nowhere for the 27 to go. And that is possibly his day. Maybe not done early, but definitely not going the way he wanted it to.
And there was no way that Shine was going to get past Oriarte, and he tried. And Oriarte, I don't think he had anywhere to go either. Payson Avery, it looked like he was a little bit caught up near that too. I'm surprised he got through that. I think Shima was trying to follow Payson Avery and ended up getting clipped by Jorge Oriarte.
So we will hop up further in this race, trying to get back to the restart. And so surprisingly enough, all of the cars that were involved in that wreck are still on the racetrack with with significant damage. They tried to get a lot of the teams trying to get those cars repaired, but they somehow all have managed to get back onto the racetrack. Green flag back in the air, and the 19 gonna lead him down into turn number 1. Single file here from Dover, and dropping to the inside. The 13 took a look, can't quite get there. The 44 is also there as well, as they go double file behind. The 13 gonna have a look again, not gonna dive to the inside lane, but he's gonna have a face full of the 44 if he doesn't make a move soon. Possibly lose second place to the 44. Looking again, still no move, as the 2 and the 88 go side by side, and the 88, the 1, excuse me, and the 1's gonna lose some spots because of it.
Tough break for Max Weiser trying to get that pass.
Double file, the 77 and the 20, or the 77 and the 2, and the 54 is also going to fall back. Seems like the outside lane is not where you want to be at this racetrack, but somehow these guys managing to make it work on the inside lane, making moves as the 54 continuing to move up. He has picked up 12th position. Clearly he's going to want more than just 12th.
And Chiron Kyle, you got to really appreciate, he's really holding his own up there at the front of the pack. We picked him to win this race earlier, and I think he's going to really try to work toward that. Right now, at the way this race is going, Chiron Kyle might make it to victory lane.
Chiron Kyle has led every single lap of this race so far, and certainly if he's going to win this race, he's going to have to have a little bit of help from luck and lap cars, because I do believe at this 1 mile speedway, lap cars will play a factor, and so if he's going to win this race, he's definitely going to have to deal with getting around those lappers. Mainly, the main lappers at this point are the damaged cars from that first incident. As you can see, the 24 and the 99 kind of falling off the pace, the 10 and the 3 as well. But for the most part, still creating a lead with a few sporadic double file battles here from the Dover International Raceway.
And if I can be Larry McReynolds here for a minute, those guys with the body damage, that's going to really affect the aerodynamics on these cars. They're really going to start losing a lot of pace later in the race. And the leaders are going to definitely start catching up because they have a bit of more of an advantage with a more intact car, shall we say. And those drivers like Shima or Uriarte, they're not going to make it up to the pack easily with that body damage and impacting the airflow. And they really need to start they can't really rely on the draft as much as they were at the beginning of the race.
Well, speaking on Garrett Shima, he seems to have found himself a bit of a comfortable spot back here in what I believe is 27th or 25th rather. He's just running laps at this point, trying to make a good point stay out of this, because you do got to remember that although this is only one race, there is also there are championship points on the line for all of these guys, and if any of them exit this race early, that's a bunch of points that they're going to miss out on, because they would end up finishing last. 27 working on trying to maybe get around the 4, as the rest of the field kind of all over the place here. Almost 3 wide there between the 22, 1, and 18. That gets sorted out. The 22 is going to be the benefactor in that situation. Possibly some nose damage to the front of this 22 car. Yeah, looks like some damage to the front end. A little bit to the rear. Possibly he might have gotten caught up a bit in that wreck. The 7 going to take, as the 7 going to take 15th away from the 54. And those guys all bumper to bumper. Here comes the 54, dropping to the bottom, and he's going to take it back. And in the meantime, a lead has just changed hands. The 19 is falling, and falling fast. The 13, 15, 25, 61, and 78, and the 8 of DNP also trying to take advantage of this, as it looks like, and they're going to go 3 wide again. Let's see if it works this time.
You think Kyle either went into the pit road, maybe he smacked the wall? Maybe something happened to that car.
They're still running 3 wide. Possibly Yeah, I think something may have happened, or he just got out of the groove, because the 44 who was running second at the time, who had been running second for a lot of this race, has fallen back with that 19 car all the way to 9th position, and now he's going to fall further. And as they cross the stripe, that 44 car officially scored as 15th, and the 9th 13th, and he was just the race leader a moment ago. So you almost wonder if the rest of the field hasn't gotten. Oh no, they're 4 wide, and there's the contact. The 77 gets turned. Caution! And a hard hit for the 22, piling up in turns 1 and 2.
Oh, we
You hate to see it. You hate to see it, but that's what happens when, at such a high rate of speed, you go into turn. You come off of turn 4, multiple lanes wide. They were 4 wide, and now as they come across the start-finish line to catch the pace car, some of these lap cars having a little bit of a rough time getting into things, but it all starts as the majority of this field is going to actually take advantage of this caution flag, come to pit road, get 4 fresh Goodyear Eagles. But it all starts when they go 4 wide, coming off of turn 4, and that's going to be the end of the day for several of these guys, as everybody is on pit road.
And not to toot my own horn, but Garrett Schleiman ended up making that through, and the 22 made that hard impact. Beautiful job by the Billings Gazette 27.
Hard pit road to deal with this racetrack has multiple cars. The 54 making contact with the 7, I believe, and the 7 made the 5 made contact with the 88. Problems for some of these guys on pit road, but more importantly, problems for some of these guys out on the racetrack. Let's take a look at who all got involved in this and how this all happened. As this 77 goes for a hard slide into that inside wall. I'm gonna slow things down here. Half speed, but we'll slow it down further. The 14, 5, and 77 all running their line, and then it looks like the 77 actually slides up. The 2 slides up, and the 7 thinks he's got an excellent opportunity to make a move. But as they came off the corner, the 77 kind of comes low, trying to avoid the 5, and the 3 gets sandwiched. Both of those cars get turned, and clearly at this racetrack, 7 is not a lucky number.
Yeah, obviously not.
The 77 completely sideways. The 2 of Matt Banswicki, the car that hit him, he has a bit of a rough ride. And then they're going to actually go 4 wide again with the 77 sideways. That's how the 26 ends up involved in this. The 54 nowhere to go. And this is going to, and then the 54, the 2 get together, and that's what's going to end up causing the wreck to continue off down into turn number 1. The 12 picking up some damage from the 54 on the left side and the wall on the right side. And let's see if this 42 is able to avoid the wrath of the 54. And no, he's not. He's going to get turned into that outside wall, and they just continue to stack them up into turn number 1.
And yeah, you're like you said, yeah, Flash McClassy tried to make a move, and that's what started all this. And Yeah, he had nowhere to go. Nobody had anywhere to go, and I saw Parker got sandwiched by the 54 up into the wall, and nobody had anywhere to go.
And engines, and this is gonna end the 42 and the ones days. And actually, later in the incident, the 9 and the 4 got together. Let's see how this happened. So the 22 somehow gets involved in this. And I think it might have something to do with that one car. As they were almost 3 wide. The 9 almost lost it. 4, we missed that. And, oh, the 77's just sitting on the racetrack, collects the 22. And then the 9, and 4 and 10 with nowhere to go. So that takes out a lot of big time names from this race. As they come to the restart zone, green flag is back in the air. The casualties after that are the 1, 77, 42, and 22. The rest of the field trying to stay on track as carnage ensues, and the 2 are going to hold up the field behind them. Everybody scrambling to try and find a way around this 2 of Vanswicki. And they go 3 wide, multiple rows deep, still double file towards the back of this path. But for now, the 13 and the 15 are your race leaders, and I think a couple of those cars that started out towards the front were some lap cars. Yeah, the 4, the 11, 9, 27, and 10, all lappers. This 13 is your race leader. You're from Dover International Raceway. Lap 31, and now he's going to have to negotiate some lap traffic. And as we mentioned before, you're going to need to find your way around some of these damaged guys quickly and efficiently in order to get round. And the 15 got turned, and he saves it! Or she, excuse me.
Wonderful save by Emily Winters.
No caution, and that might be the save of the season right there.
I don't know, DMP. We still got a lot of race to go. Something crazier could happen.
They're 3 wide again. Back here it was the 44, the 5, and the 61. Still 3 wide. And we've seen throughout this race 3 wide is sketchy, 4 wide is impossible at this high-speed oval. But so far, what action from this racetrack we've seen today. Race leader Matt Wynn trying to live up to the pronunciation of his last name, spelled N-G-U-Y, or N-G-U-E-Y-N, but pronounced Win, and he wants to win this race. He's gonna have to negotiate lappers to do it. And looks like that 13 gonna get around all of them. He'll have the race lead for the moment, but it's been dicey all race long, mid-pack, as we hit lap 36. Where do you want to be at this point in the race?
Well, if you started up in the middle, I think that you would want to obviously be up in the front. If you're up in the front and you got through that first accident, sorry, no. If you're up front, you got in that accident or the past couple of accidents, you obviously want to try and make your way up front. But it's really like I said, the aerodynamics are not going to work at this stage. You're going to have to try and obviously preserve some positions, but you also want to try your best to fight up past this pack. The leaders, I see Garrett Shima and the 24, they're about a lap down by now. They're still fighting their way up to the pack. This is where you want to be this stage of the race.
17 cars on the lead lap. The last car on the lead lap is that 54. And if this was the 2018 rules, Ben Navarro in that 10 car, who just got passed by your race leader, would be the lucky dog. But I don't think there's a lucky dog in this in this rules package simply because of the fact that they race back to the caution flag when those wrecks happen, and so NASCAR believes that because they can race back, if they can beat the leaders, that's their best opportunity to earn a lap back on the racetrack. Double file back here for between the 61 and the 26. 26, again, one of those cars caught up in an accident earlier. Actually running 12th at this point. The 61 took it from him. And a lot of these guys running close quarters at this racetrack, dealing with lap cars, dealing with damage. But we'll see in 42 laps time who's going to be able to withstand this racetrack. And clearly the monster has not been easy on these cars. So far, at least half the field has been involved in an incident.
I think Miles is starting to really start grabbing on the car.
Well, maybe the monster has gotten appeased a little bit since we haven't seen a wreck in all done with pit stops for this race, and we'll see if they have the skill to make it to the checkered flag, survive this racetrack, gain some good points, and come out on top at the end of the day. So far, it's a 1 600th lead for the 13. Absolutely no one is able to touch him because a lot of them stuck behind lap cars, unable to make the moves that they want to. And second place goes all the way back to the 8 of DNP as you see the field fly by in turn number 3. And that 8 having a strong run today. Let's see if he can manage lap traffic better than some of the other guys that he's been running around and get up to the front. They're 3 wide again behind. Let's see how this goes. Sorting that out. Well, they sorted that out, and as they continue running multiple lanes wide, the 8 still stuck behind this 10. Let's see if he can get around him. But as we speak, the 13 continues to pull away, and I think at this point, second on back, likely going to need a caution if they want to win this one. About to hit that halfway point. Who's your pick to win this race after the halfway point?
Well, obviously Sharon Kyle is out of the contention. The 13's been doing okay. DMP is up there in second.
Oh, and we have a caution.
Oh, who is it?
Wreck on the back straightaway. We're going to have to take a look at this. It doesn't look to be too big of a wreck, but it's the 11 of Ben Pierce, Youngaman in the 99, the 12 of Parker having a lot of smoke out of that race car. 24 is off the rest of the field, and everybody gonna duck to the surface of pit lane for a second time. I think everybody wants to get a little bit more repair, possibly some fresh Goodyear Eagles. But let's take a look at this incident. We were just talking about how the leaders needed a rest.
It might have been the 70 or the 11, excuse me. Parker was involved in it too. We're looking at the
Well, we were just talking about the leaders needing a caution. Well, here you go. That might have just opened the door for the 8 and possibly that 78 and a couple of the guys behind. As we take a look, the 11 running to the inside of the 12. Looks like he might just, yeah, he's gonna just end up lighting up the racetrack. No, nothing that the 12 can do. And those two cars get together. And when cars get together here, it's hard to not hit that inside wall. Somehow that 15 didn't, but the 12 and the 11 don't share the same lucky fate that the 15 did. Both of those cars ending up in the wall. And let's see how Adrian Mobley got through this. Oh,
Yeah,
my
that
goodness.
54, that 54, he got lucky. And I was looking at the 39 too. I don't know. I thought he was the one that caused it for a minute, but it's amazing the 54 also got through it, and the 18 also got a bit lucky. If they would have went up track, both of those cars would have been taken out.
The 54 just so happened to be far enough ahead that he didn't get involved. And so that is likely going to be the end of the 12's day. 11 caught up in this one. Here's another angle of this wreck. This is real time. If I'm not mistaken, this is either the third or fourth caution flag of the day.
Third.
And third. Okay. That's what I thought. And it looks like after the caution, the 99 runs over the 11. And the 24 barely misses. He's going to end up getting hit by the 11. But doesn't seem to be too significant damage for him.
Problems on pit road. That's never good.
Everyone's seeming to get through pit road cleanly. But as we were saying, with this caution flag, it gives an opportunity to some of these guys to have a good restart, get back up into the thick of things. But the one thing that you do have to worry about is lap cars running on the inside, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lap cars stealing the inside lane from the race leaders as they're going to head off into turn number 1. And some of those cars can keep pace, others like the 2 of Vanswick cannot. After this caution flag, the 13 is the race leader, the 78 is position 2, and he's going to be right behind the 13 of Matt Wynn. Let's see if he can get it done here from Dover. As we come back to the green flag, who is your pick to win this race after that last caution? And sorry about that. The 13 and the 78. 1-2 here from the Dover International Raceway as they head off from 3 and 4. The 78 and the 88 all getting by the lap cars. So it's now going to be a 4-5 car fight as the 8 going to get through as well. The 5 making it a 6 car fight. Look who's back up into the thick thing. It's the 19. 78 had a look. And he's going to drop to the inside and take the race lead. There'll be 3 wide for the top spot.
Remember what happened last time?
Everything got sorted out. No, the 88 up the inside. He takes the race lead. Goes up to block. And on the 14 to the top spot. Lots of shuffling here late in this race. and the 8 gonna take a look to the inside.
Is this Talladega or it's over?
Well, we've seen it referred to in NASCAR Heat 3 as realistic street racing, but never in NR2003 have we had to call it that.
Everyone's calling rigged.
Everyone calling rigged? Well, I think that was because for the moment the 8 of DNP took the race lead. But it's not rigged, ladies and gentlemen. The 14 has taken the lead back from that 8 car, and the 8 has yet to win a race this season. We'll see if he can do it here or not. Right now, the running order is Ryan Boyer, DNP, Mason Avery, Sharon Kyle, and Cole McElmore, the top 5. P6 is Matt Nile, Carlos Tavares, P7. P8 belongs to the 13 of Matt Quinn. The 9th is the 78 of Greninja Talonflame. And in 10th, behind, stuck a bit in lap traffic, is the 88 Winter Wolf. And the majority of the field deciding to play surprisingly calm here. I guess they've all determined that it would be better to try and race the racetrack rather than each other. And they've decided that the best way to do so is to run single file for the time being. 19 had a look, not gonna quite get a move done. But this 14 out front, and since I didn't get an answer from you before the caution flag came out, my question for you is, who do you think is going to win this race?
Well, now my faith in Sharon Kyle has been restored, so I'm going to stick with the 19.
Well, I've got to go with myself here. The 8. The 8 DNP has had a couple of good looks. He's running in perfect position there. He too, and he can kind of run the race that he wants to, just right around the last couple of laps, get a run on the 14, drop to the inside, and take the lead away. Inside the halfway point of this race, Mason Avery, who has had a bit of a history with that 8 car in the Southwest NASCAR series, had a bit of a look, but there's 6 letters that the race leaders, there are 6 letters that describe the race leader's latest complaint: LAPCAR, lap car. And that's the 2, and that's gonna act the lap car shaking things up. Here comes Sharon Kyle to the inside. He'll take P2.
And Kyle, he's really starting to use these lap cars to his advantage. And this is really going to start really being beneficial to him late in this race.
And that allows... Sorry for stepping on you, but that allows them to go 2 by 2 behind. The 8 not quite clear of the 5, and that's going to cost him a lot. But the 19 also stuck on the outside lane. Guess who's P2? Cole McElmore. And yes, you guys can call it rigged if Builder wins this race. He's the guy who created the YouTube channel. As they run, the 8 actually gonna fall all the way to P10 because of the lap car playing into it. There are only 16 cars on the lead lap, and 24 are still running out of the 30 that started this event.
What a shame.
And lap cars gonna make things interesting again, as the 61 has got to get to the inside of the 11. Fair enough. But Builder has made a lot of the pains. Let's be real. As they're 3 wide behind between the 7, 11, and 8. And I think the 8 there as well.
You can't rig a Gander 2003.
Majority of this field has gone single file at this point. What did you have to say?
I was just replying to the chat that you can rig an NR 2003 race by tweaking the ratings.
This is true. However, I can show you, if you guys want, I can show you that every single car on this racetrack has the same ratings. 100 aggression, and then 80 minute max for everything up until vehicle aerodynamics, which is 100. Vehicle reliability, or engine reliability is minimum 6. And then pit crews all 100 max, 80 minimum. But everybody has an equal chance at winning this race, and so far we've seen that with that equal chance, we tend to get a lot of action, a lot of new winners every week. And as we're saying, that 14 car out front, but I just don't think he wins this race. It's too early at this point for him to check out, and that 61 car is not very far behind.
The 26 actually has a chance. After all the bad luck he's faced the past couple of weeks, he has the chance to win.
A lot of the guys up towards the front of this field have had some not so beneficial weeks, like the 19 last week. As they passed the guy he wrecked with, the 19 of Sharon Kyle, definitely having more late in this race, more of the weekend than he wanted to have. Running P4 right now. Let's see if he can bring it home in that position or higher, or if he's gonna lose some spots, or worst case scenario, get caught up in yet another wreck.
Sharon Kyle is still PO'd about being wrecked by Jorge Uriarte and James Young.
Yeah, definitely still not too happy, but making up for it this week with his current position. And just as I said, the 14 too early to win this race, look who's right on his back bumper. There's the view out the back window at PG King's car. PG is the official paint of Ryan Blaney and of the Penguins. 2016 and 2017 Stanley Cup champions. As well as 2008 for Crosby.
Penguins suck, Maple Leafs suck, Sharks suck.
Well, so do the Calgary Flames.
Yeah, we got knocked out in the first round.
I love how we're watching how we're supposed to be calling a cup race, and yet we're talking hockey. That's just the kind of things that you only get here in the Southwest NASCAR Series.
So stay tuned for next week.
Stay tuned for the race this Sunday. If I actually, for the life of me, can't remember where we're racing on Sunday. So if one of you would be so kind as to remind me of our next course of act.
It might actually remind us at the end of the race.
That is also true. As the 19 has found his way into P3, so definitely making a move, making moves in the right direction. And the 78 also up here as well. The 5 getting up there, and the 8 has rebounded somewhat from the call the 10th, and now there's some chatter on the radio from that 88 car. He's currently inside. He's currently just inside the top 10. Not too happy with that, and he seems to want something to happen. He's asking.
He wants a spin gate.
Yeah, he's asking for a spin gate. Now, for those of you who don't know, spin gate is a particular event in the 2013 series, in the 2013 NASCAR Cup Series, now the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series, where Martin Truex Jr. was on the cusp of making the chase in the number 56 Napa Auto Parts Toyota for Michael Waltrip Racing, and what seemed at the time to be an innocent wreck could have been an intentional wreck by Clint Boyer to help Martin Truex Jr. get into the championship fight known as the Chase. NASCAR deemed it to be illegal, and they ended up docking Truex a lot of points, and Michael Waltrip Racing a lot of points, and they ended up at because of circumstances beyond his control, adding Jeff Gordon as a 13th driver of the chase. Subsequently, the current elimination, the current 4-round elimination format was introduced directly afterwards in 2014.
So that's how Truex won the 2017 championship.
No, this is 2013. That he got, and they actually removed Truex from the 2013 chase. Back here from Dover, lap 93 of 100, and things have kind of quieted down, but the big problem for the 14, once again, lap cars, and that 2 gonna give him an inch, but he and the 61 get by, and here comes Cole McElroy. He's hooked to the inside, not gonna quite get there. Let's see if he can get there in these closing laps. Let's ride on board. A PPG Paints inside rag. Seems that the 61 is not able to put the 14 on the straightaways. Gains on him in the corner of the lap first. This 14 right now, Ryan Boyer, by far and away, definitely looking like he has an extra 4 of Daytona 500 winner Muse better. And that actually, right there, gonna allow the 61 to close in on him. But the 61 just not gonna quite get there. Has a look, but as soon as he steps outside of the draft, he loses it, and this 14 continuing to pull away. Clearly the 61 a builder not having as great of a car as he would like.
Obviously not. You think the 14 is probably going to come away with the checkered here because of this?
I think that definitely because of that, the 14 possibly did something on their last stop that has made this car drive like a charm, because he's driving the wheels off that thing, and he's likely going to get to victory lane because of it. Here we go. An excellent performance all day long from the number 14 of Ryan Boyer. And wins at Dover.
And it's not rigged because Builder didn't win it.
Builder came pretty dang close, but he wasn't able to get it done.
Good performance by Cole McElroy.
McElroy.
McElroy, whatever.
What a finish.
And Sharon Kyle comes in third. We knew that something was going to happen with him. Beautiful finish. In the 78, he did well too. Pace and Avery rounding out the top 5. He drove like hell today with that.
Great performance for all of the cars shown on the left side of your positioned at the checkered flag. First place goes, as already mentioned, to the number 14 of Ryan Boyer. Then second place goes to Cole McElmoyle in that number 61 PPG Paints car. Sharon Kyle finishing third, and then Greninja Talonflame in fourth, Payson Avery fifth, DNP10 sixth, Matthew Nile seventh, Matt Wynn eighth, Winterwolf ninth, Carlos Tavares in 10th, Ad in 11th, Robot Spider 12th, Coaster Enthusiast caught up in a couple of wrecks in 13th, Creeper of Hope 14th, Adrian Mobley barely making it through one of those incidents in 15th, Emily Winters, and I think we should definitely go look at that save from earlier in this race by Winters. But she rounds out the top 16 and all of the cars that finished on the lead lap. Great performance for her. Ben Navarro in 17th, Garrett Shima, and 18th, Chris Ganaban 19th, Brian Anders in 20th and the 17th through 20th finished a lap down. Cars 2 laps down. 21st, Muse Better. 22nd, George Uriardi. And then 23rd, 3 laps down, Ben Pierce. 24th, 5 laps down, Matt Banswicki. And then 25th goes to the 12, who was spent the rest of the race in the garage area, along with the 99 of James Youngerman, Max Weissner, Flashy McClashy, Brandon Delpino, and Sam Blaney, all of the casualties of Miles the Monster. Overall,
Miles gets to hold Ryan Boyer's car in his hands for the next.
Yeah, but he gets to eat a lot of other cars. And I think that Miles is more happy when he eats them than when he has to hold them. So let's take a look at one of the cars that Miles didn't get to keep. That is Emily Winters and that spectacular save from a couple laps ago. Does anybody remember what lap that was? It was definitely... We're gonna pop all the way to the start of this thing. And we're gonna take a couple of minutes, run through the entirety of this race. Winters managed to save that race car. I will show points after this, but as technically a different driver. So we will have to add... I think we should definitely make that point spreadsheet. how?
It's making me sick to my stomach looking at the replay.
15 had led a couple of laps. Well, it seems that there was a problem here on pit road between the 15 and the 44 that I missed. Let's see what happened, how this happened to, take shape. This is under caution. They're coming down pit road under the caution flag condition.
And it looks like she just got clipped.
Looks like as the 44 is coming into his, coming over into his box, the 25 runs into the side of the 15, and the 44 trying to get to his box ends up running into the back of the 25, and then he's going to end up being completely sideways from the 15 tries to get out of her box. And then she runs into the 44. And she's going to end up in one of the boxes in front of her, and ends up going back to her own box, stuck between the 44 and the wall, to fix up the damage caused by that. Just trying to get to... Could have sworn the 15 lost it, but maybe my eyes misread things.
She made contact with 61, I know that.
What lap?
I wasn't keeping track.
I'm gonna try and see if I can't find it.
It was definitely her car, though.
Because I saw the 15 get sideways. And I definitely... I guess since I can't find it, I will end this video here after taking a look, or end this stream here after taking a look at the points. But I will post, if I can find that wreck, I will post it as a separate video, just to show what happened. I had the replay saved. So after that, according to the game, Payson Avery first in points, Winterwolf second, Max Weissner third, Sharon Kyle fourth, Greninja Talonflame fifth, Ben Navarro sixth, Matt Wynn seventh, Garrett Shima eighth, Emily Winters ninth, Robot Spider 10th, Matt Nile 11th, Ad 12th, Sam Blaney 13th, Ben Pierce 14th, George Uriarte 15th, Carlos Tavares 16th, Chris Ganaban 17th, Brian Anders 18th, James Youngerman 19th, Ryan Boyer 20th after the win today, Parker 21st, Brandon Delpino 22nd, Banswiki 23rd, Muse Better 24th, Flashy McClashy 25th, Adrian Mobley 26th, Coaster Enthusiast 27th, Builder in 28th, DNP 29th, Coaster or Creeper 30th, and then so on, yeah, and then so on and so forth. Obviously, we're going to end up having to add the points of each different paint scheme by the end of the season. So we'll probably end up having to do a point system kind of separately to the game of just adding the points. And then we'll go from there. But thank you guys for tuning in to this week's race. I will see you. We will see each other again this Sunday at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway for the Foxwoods Casino or Foxwoods Resort Casino 400 from New Hampshire. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you again next week. For now, I'm DNP. Alongside me has been Colton Rabbit, aka Garrett Shima, or Shima, excuse me.
It's been a pleasure.
Instead of Builder, because Builder was busy at the time, but thanks for helping commentate this race. It's been fun, and so thank you guys again for watching, and I'll see you next time. Take care.